My people, we are back again. There's something called faithful servants of patriarchy. Most of our mothers, our aunties, most of these people who generally uphold the structures of patriarchy, you would refer to them as faithful servants of patriarchy. Let me speak that in pidgin. E get people where be say, they don't already put them inside the court to the serve man. They don't even need a man to be there for them to reinforce patriarchal structures. I was saying on my live that the women in Gambia, Uganda, Kenya, some parts of Nigeria that sacrifice and circumcise women, they don't need men to be there for them to reinforce it. And this is because they are suffering from something called the faithful loyalty that they have given to patriarchal structures. You hear me? Now think about it. Almost all of us were indoctrinated into patriarchy. Think for example, as we're growing up, our parents would say, is this how you want to dress for your husband? Is this how you want to cook for your husband? By and large, we're all made to be prepared for an imaginable guy that is going to sweep us off our feet. But the truth is that we all grew up, got into the society, understood that how we were trained and indoctrinated is not what is replicating into real life. So you have two options, either to recondition yourself or to remain where you are. Most of our aunties and so-called upholders of patriarchal structures have chosen to remain where they are because we still have mothers, aunties who have chosen to recondition themselves, leave toxic marriages, who have chosen to, unlearn some of these dangerous patriarchal structures. So whenever you see all these aunties coming to tell you, oh my God, you're not married. Oh my God, you need to take care of your husband. Oh my God, you need to do this, you need to do that. The only answer you need to give to them is to say, oh auntie, why are you an upholder of patriarchal structures? Why are you a faithful servant of patriarchy? Why don't you want to let go of these patriarchal structures that have hold you like chains? You understand me? Because you don't want to let go. You are upholding. The marriage did not work for you. The marriage did not work for you, but you are forcing other people to be married. Somebody was saying if marriage was so good, people would gatekeep it. You understand? But you are forcing people to be married. Why? Because you want everybody to test that misery. And you cannot undo it. You understand? Especially when you have children and then you cannot undo some of these things. They become permanent. It's either you become a single mother or you become a divorced person, or it just goes like that. But nobody is saying you cannot live your life after those things. We're just saying that some of them are irreversible. You just have to look for how to further your life in that part, or retrain your life back. If you wanted to be a nurse probably, and then you got married to some guy who never pursued your dreams, and now you have 2 kids, and now you have the awareness to leave that marriage, you have to propel back to that nurse that you stopped. So you see the way you branch, you go where nobody sent you. You branch to a place on your life's journey. Your life was straight like this. You go branch, go here. But life not a joke. Life will also bring you back to that class where you repeat. Somebody was talking on my life, all the spiritual people. They said life is not like it's not like your education that you can buy a certificate or try to skip classes, or life will always make you repeat if you don't learn. And that's it. Life will always either bring repetition through your children, bring repetition through your own awareness. You would have to learn where life is teaching you, and you need to learn the lesson. And it happens to me to a lot of things, like me going to Estonia and really living that place. I was desperate to really leave the country at that particular time, and I felt like that was not the best place and also the best time. And again, when I went to Estonia, I was having a discussion with some of my friends, and somebody was saying, Obidi, you did do past 10 man. And he said, there is something I noticed about you, like you're like an arrow. If you want to shoot an arrow, you need to draw it back to propel it forward. So you need like acceleration. So sometimes you need to go back in your life to be able to go forward. And so you need to think about what part of your life you need to go and reconnect with. I went back to Nigeria, reconnected with my mom. I'm so grateful I did, because think about if she died in my absence, that would have been so painful. We were able to forgive ourselves in a way that, like I said, I was smoking and my parents already had issues. And Nigerian parents, when you're smoking, they try to blame everything that you do on that smoking. And I kind of had clash with my mom. I wanted her to see that I was bigger than that. I had things going for myself. I was living the country. I was studying. I was not just like a pothead and stuff like that. But before I left Nigeria, there was no meeting ground. And when I came to Nigeria, I had some issues. You guys know my Canadian me and stuff like that. And one of my friends went to go and lock me in Naptip. My mother was like, "Did you even become worse?" But again, this clash made me understand that there is a time where mother and daughter need to reconcile, son and father need to reconcile, because there's always a clash, and then there's this reconciliation before you can advance to become, like, it's like a ritual. You are upgraded into another aspect of your life, because in this life is stages. You cannot be a baby forever. I really used to think I was a child because my mom would call me, make me feel like a child, but right now it's like you need to man up. And then you think about all of that, you know um maturity that you were able to just acquire all of a sudden. It was there, but you just did not realize that it was the time. And when the time came, you would know. So it's like there is this going backwards to go forward, that would always happen when you ignore your life and choose things that don't pertain to your life and to your destiny. You see people coming to my comment to say, Obidi, I wasted 15 years of my life in a marriage that is bad. No, you did not waste it. Life was teaching you every lesson each time, and you failed 15 times. You understand? And failing is not bad. Failure is not like, it's just telling you that, you were doing it the wrong way. Now is the right way to do it. You get what I mean? So I started this video with, talking, because before I divert and my ADHD takes me to places I don't want to be right now. I was talking about, people that uphold patriarchal structures, using female genital mutilation as an example. Like, there is no man there that is telling you to cut these women, but yet there you are cutting. There is no man putting a gun to your head to say, go and work and feed and come and provide a needle for this guy, but yet there you are. They are beating you, you are still there. That's why I asked about, what patriarchal conditioning are you suffering from? Because it could be that you have been indoctrinated into the cult of patriarchy, that you cannot help yourself. You see some people, they serve some cults, they cannot help themselves. Some religions are they are extreme with religion. You don't know why they are doing that, but they are doing that. So you need to ask yourself why. And that is where the reconditioning comes in. How do I unlearn? How do I relearn? And all of those things.